Hello everyone and welcome back to the English for Life podcast. This is Charlotte Kingsley, and today we're diving into one of the most powerful yet underestimated methods to improve your speaking skills without even opening your mouth. The topic is Speak English Without Speaking: The Power of Mental Rehearsal. This is going to be a game-changing episode for anyone who feels shy, nervous, or stuck when it comes to speaking English. Many learners think that if they're not physically speaking, they're not practicing. But the truth is, your brain can actually practice, build confidence, and even rewire itself for fluent speech long before you say a single word out loud. In this first part, we'll focus on understanding the psychology behind this, training your mind to experience real conversations, and using practical techniques to get results faster than you might think. First, let's talk about why mental rehearsal works so well. Your brain cannot fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Neuroscientific research shows that when you mentally picture yourself doing something like giving a presentation or having a conversation, the same neural pathways that would be active during the real experience light up. This means if you can mentally practice speaking English in realistic, detailed scenarios, your brain starts forming those same language connections as if you were actually speaking. Athletes, musicians, and performers have been using this method for decades to perfect their skills, and language learners can benefit from it just as much. One of the biggest challenges English learners face is fear of speaking. Many people think, I need to find someone to talk to, or else I can't improve. But what if you could train your speaking ability internally first? Imagine walking into a meeting, a cafe, or a casual conversation with a friend in your mind. You visualize the environment, you hear the other person's voice, you feel the emotions, and then you respond inside your head. This mental simulation is not just imagination. It's active training. When you later encounter a similar real-life situation, your brain already feels prepared because it has experienced it before. Now, let's understand the psychology of why this helps reduce anxiety. Fear of speaking usually comes from uncertainty. Your brain doesn't know what will happen or how to respond. By mentally rehearsing conversations, you create familiarity. Your mind has already seen the situation play out successfully, so when it actually happens, there's less panic and hesitation. This boosts your confidence and helps you speak more naturally. In fact, studies in cognitive psychology show that people who mentally rehearse stressful tasks often perform better than those who only practice physically but don't prepare mentally. So, how exactly can you do this? Start by choosing a realistic scenario you want to improve in. Let's say you want to order coffee at a cafe in English. Close your eyes and picture yourself walking in. Imagine the smell of coffee, the sound of people chatting, the cashier smiling. Then, in your mind, say the exact words you'd like to use. Hi, I'd like a medium latte, please. Picture yourself paying, saying thank you, and leaving with your drink. Do this several times until it feels natural. What you're doing here is teaching your brain the sequence of actions and words without pressure or judgment. But don't stop there. Mental rehearsal can go beyond simple phrases. You can imagine full conversations. For example, visualize yourself meeting someone new. Imagine them asking, "Where are you from?" and you responding confidently. Then picture follow-up questions like, "What do you do?" or "How long have you been learning English?" Walk through the dialogue in your head as if it's happening live. By practicing multiple possibilities, you prepare your brain for different conversation paths, which reduces the chance of freezing when something unexpected happens. Another powerful technique is silent shadowing. Normally, shadowing means listening to native speech and repeating it out loud. But in mental rehearsal, you do this internally. Play an English podcast or a YouTube video, and instead of speaking, silently repeat the phrases in your mind. This not only strengthens your listening skills but also trains the brain to process and produce sentences rapidly without vocalizing them. Over time, when you actually speak, your mouth will simply follow the mental patterns you've been building. Visualization works best when you engage all your senses. Don't just imagine words, see the environment, hear the sounds, feel the emotions. If you want to mentally rehearse a job interview, imagine walking into the office, shaking hands, sitting down, hearing the interviewer's voice, and answering questions with a calm and confident tone. The more detailed the visualization, the more effectively your brain encodes the experience. This is why elite athletes close their eyes and imagine themselves scoring a goal or crossing the finish line. They're wiring their brains for success before stepping on the field. Now, let's address a common misconception. Mental rehearsal doesn't mean avoiding real speaking practice forever. It's a tool to prepare your mind, making real conversations easier and less intimidating. Many learners skip speaking practice because they feel embarrassed or don't have partners. Mental rehearsal fills this gap. It's like having a private training ground inside your head where you can make mistakes, correct yourself, and practice as much as you need 24/7 without anyone judging you. To make this training even more effective, combine it with affirmations and positive self-talk. Many people sabotage their progress with thoughts like "I'm bad at speaking English" or "I'll embarrass myself" during mental rehearsal. Consciously replace these with empowering phrases. I speak clearly and confidently. English conversations flow naturally for me. This isn't just motivational talk. Positive affirmations actually help reshape neural connections and boost your self-belief, which is crucial for speaking fluently. Consistency is key. Just like physical practice, mental rehearsal needs to be repeated regularly. Set aside at least 10 minutes daily to run through different speaking scenarios in your mind. You can do this while commuting, before bed, or during a lunch break. Over time, you'll notice that forming sentences becomes faster and smoother, even when you finally speak out loud. Mental rehearsal isn't just a quick trick, it's a powerful, ongoing strategy to train your brain to think and respond in English naturally. Once you've built this daily habit, you can layer in advanced visualization methods, design step-by-step mental training routines, and gradually learn how to bridge silent practice into confident real-life speaking situations. Many learners mentally rehearse one isolated phrase or sentence at a time, but to truly speak English without speaking effectively, you need to build entire mental fluency loops. This means you imagine full conversations, not just what you say, but also what the other person says, how you react, how you pause, how you use intonation. By mentally simulating these exchanges, your brain learns to respond automatically without needing to translate or overthink grammar rules. Now, let's push this even further. When you do mental rehearsal, don't just visualize yourself speaking. Immerse your senses fully. Imagine the sound of your own voice speaking confidently, feel the energy in your body as you gesture naturally, and even picture the expressions on the listener's face as they understand you perfectly. The richer and more vivid the scene, the stronger the neural pathways you create. Think of it like training muscles at the gym. Each detailed visualization is like another set of powerful repetitions that strengthen your speaking ability without saying a word out loud. Another powerful layer to add is mental emotion anchoring. Many learners practice vocabulary and phrases mentally but forget to attach emotions to them. For example, when mentally rehearsing a situation where you introduce yourself in English, don't just imagine saying, "Hi, my name is." Instead, feel genuine excitement or warmth as if you're meeting someone new for real. This emotional layer triggers deeper brain engagement, making your practice stick much faster than emotionless drilling ever could. Let's talk about time compression, a technique athletes and high-performing speakers use. Instead of imagining a full 20-minute conversation in real time, you can mentally speed up the rehearsal. Your brain can process and simulate much faster than actual speech, meaning you could run through 5 different scenarios ordering food, asking for directions, making small talk, answering questions in just a few minutes. This allows you to multiply your practice time dramatically without exhausting yourself. To break through speaking fears, use failure-proof mental practice. Picture yourself making mistakes, like mispronouncing a word or forgetting grammar, but then imagine how you calmly recover and continue speaking naturally. Training your brain to handle mistakes in a safe, mental space prepares you for real conversations where small errors won't freeze you up. This builds resilience and automatic confidence. Now, let's add environmental shifting. Don't rehearse in the same imagined location every time. Visualize speaking English at a cafe in London, on a video call with an American colleague, asking for help in a Tokyo airport, or telling a story to new friends at a party. By changing mental environments, your brain develops flexibility, adapting to different accents, speeds, and conversation topics just like it would if you were traveling and practicing in person. Another often overlooked but incredibly powerful strategy is internal dialogue transformation. Most learners think in their native language first and then translate, but during mental rehearsal, you can train yourself to think directly in English. Imagine your inner voice speaking English as you describe what you see, what you're doing, or what you want to say next. This rewires your thought patterns gradually until English becomes a natural part of your thinking process even without speaking. We can also layer progressive challenge scenarios into your mental practice. Start with easy, predictable dialogues, like ordering coffee or greeting someone. Once you can run through those effortlessly in your mind, gradually make them more challenging, maybe a fast-paced debate, a technical discussion at work, or an unexpected situation like handling a complaint. This progressive approach keeps your brain adapting, avoiding the trap of rehearsing only safe conversations that don't prepare you for real-world surprises. Additionally, use mental rehearsal triggers throughout your day. For instance, while waiting in line, mentally imagine how you'd ask for something in English. When you see a movie poster, picture yourself discussing that movie with a friend in English. These micro-rehearsals, scattered throughout your day, create continuous language immersion that builds fluency silently, 24/7, without carving out huge chunks of study time. Finally, combine everything we've discussed into a daily mental rehearsal ritual. Spend 5 minutes vividly imagining a conversation while walking or relaxing, another 5 minutes running through fast response drills in your mind, and a final 5 minutes imagining how proud and confident you feel after handling a conversation successfully. With only 15 minutes a day, you can train like you're living full English speaking experiences every single day, even if you're in a completely non-English speaking environment. This consistent practice doesn't just improve vocabulary or grammar, it fundamentally changes your brain's reaction to English. You'll notice, over time, that when you actually speak out loud, sentences come out naturally because you've already lived through similar interactions in your mind thousands of times. And when anxiety strikes, your brain won't freeze because it has rehearsed calm, confident responses over and over again. Thank you for staying with me through this journey into mastering mental rehearsal. If you found this episode helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the English for Life podcast. I'd love to hear in the comments what mental rehearsal scenario you're going to try first. And don't miss our next episode, where we'll uncover another powerful strategy to boost your English speaking confidence without traditional boring study methods. Until then, keep imagining, keep rehearsing, and keep believing you're closer to fluent English than you think.